senior guard out of Augusta, Georgia, wearing number 23, Christian Noble. A 6'1" senior guard out of Raleigh, North Carolina, wearing number 11, Jalen Barnes. A 6'2" junior guard out of Avon Park, Florida, wearing number 20, Henry Bolton. A 6'6" sophomore guard from Fort Myers, Florida, wearing number 15, Mark Matthews. And a 6'8" graduate student from the Cameroon, wearing number 42, Kevin Sweetshoe. The head coach of the Pacers, Mark Vanderslice. The assistant coaches, Jacob Cullen, Trevor Wilcher, David Elfield.
It may be a brand new calendar year, but the USC Aiken Pacers men's basketball team looking to keep doing more of the same. They're 6-0 here inside the USC Aiken Convocation Center. They'll look to make it 7-0 today in Game 2 of an Education Day doubleheader. We are off and away. We are playing from the Pacers' place. Just 5 seconds gone, and the first possession goes to Georgia College. These Bobcats coming in 7-4, 1-1 in the Peach Belt. Nice rejection all the way here on the start for USC Aiken. Good defense already for Henry Bolton III. Corey Hodges, Chip Herring here with you on PacerSports.com. Saw the ladies get a win in their opening game of this D8, 72-61. So can the ladies give good mojo to the guys? Here's a turnover, pick off. Jalen Barnes will bring it up for USC Aiken. Barnes still has it, trying to go coast to coast. Kick out, back out. Mark Matthews. Now Barnes has it. He will gun for a three. No good. Rebound collected by number 20, Desmond Mitchell-LaFlamme. And now LaFlamme with a nice handoff, unable to finish, but fouled is Isaac Thomas, and Thomas will step to the line for shots. Already back and forth, Chip. We're expecting that to continue today. Pacers like to push it, and that's been serving them very well here at home so far this season.
Their goal is to just outrun their opponents, and Coach Vanderslice and crew have brought in a fast-paced offense to the equation, and it does cause some teams a little bit of a struggle to keep up with it. You'll see a lot of substitutions for the Pacers.
Georgia College 7-4. These Pacers 6-3. Again, all 6 wins coming here at home. The 3 losses all on the road. So everything's peachy here
at the Convo.
Exactly, here in the Convo. In fact, there's a lot of peaches about 2 hours up the road, too. This state known for peaches, just like Georgia, and it's been pretty peachy inside the Convo, and that's a way to make it even more peachy. A 3-point shot that goes in for Henry Bolton III, the 6'2", 195 junior from Avon Park, Florida. He puts it in, 3-1 Pacers, but everything right here. Still some things to work out on the road, but boy, when the Pacers play here at home, everything's good. There's a nice up and under move for number 24, Bryce Booker, the 6'1 junior from Atlanta, GA.
And it's a good thing he went for the reverse layup, because had he gone for a layup, Squishy would have had him.
Inside is Henry Bolton III, a little scrum for it, kick out Martin Matthews. Matthews thought about it, steps back, and now Jalen Barnes tries to hit the jumper, no good, fight for it underneath. And we've got a whistle here.
That's going to be on Sweetshoe. He's going to pick up his first foul.
Desmond Mitchell-LaFlamme coming up with the ball. Georgia College will inbound it. We're all tied up at 3 points apiece.
Lady Pacers picking up their first conference win here at the Convocation. As you said, perhaps they'll pass on their winning mojo to the Pacer team, this USC Aiken Pacer basketball team, the men's team.
That would be nice, especially for USC Aiken. They would love to go 7-0 here at home. That's really helped cure some of their road woes. Mark Matthews with the rebound. And coming back with it for USC Aiken, that's number 20, Henry Bolton III. Still has it, Bolton III underneath. We finally hear a whistle. And that's going to be a foul called. And so Roberts of Georgia College will pick up the foul. Cole Roberts, 6'7", 245, freshman from Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, the player's a little bit
Up defense there for USC Aiken in the form of Henry Bolton III.
Fouls on the Pacers, Henry Bolton. That's his second.
USC Aiken had quite the offensive showing. This was some incredible stuff against Southern Wesleyan, and that was the last home game before the holiday break, and of course the last home game before today. At the line here for Georgia College is number 20, Desmond Mitchell-LaFlamme, the 5'8", 165 redshirt junior from New Smyrna Beach, Florida, Indian River State College. LaFlamme at the line. Got a new sub coming in. It's Raheem Freeman for USC Aiken, and checking out for the Pacers is number 20, Henry Bolton III. But in that 116-60 blowout victory over Southern Wesleyan, one of the most impressive 20 minutes of play in school history, as the USC Aiken men's basketball team poured in 75 points and blew out Southern Wesleyan. So what an offensive showcase the last time here at home. The Pacers would love to do it again, but you can't settle for that every time out. More often than not, the defense is going to play you tough, but nevertheless, everybody got involved last time out here at home, and as a result, Pacers are 6-0 coming in. Christian Nobles will test from deep, no good. That one off, and it will go back to Georgia College as Nobles was trying to get his first three of the ball game.
And we'd like to apologize for a little technical difficulties. We lost our live streaming capabilities, but we're up and running now. So
7-4, Pacers on top by 3. Inside work, a little double team here on number 24 for Georgia College. That was Bryce Booker. And so Booker, and we've got a timeout before we see any shots or anything after that whistle. So we've got our first timeout, gives us a chance to collect our thoughts and get any of those extra technical issues tied up, and make sure they don't come back and bite us again. 15:56 to go here in the first half. Still low scoring to start, but it's a 7-4 Pacers lead over the Georgia College Bobcats. We'll come back on PacerSports.com. Back here on PacerSports.com, Corey Hodges, Chip Herring with you here on this Wednesday afternoon. We had a 12:30 tip time doubleheader here for Education Day inside the USC Aiken Convocation Center, and we've got shots coming up here at the line. The first one is missed, courtesy of number 24, Bryce Booker, at the line, so it remains 7-4. Pacers on top of Georgia College by 3. Again, this Georgia College team has been rolling since the middle of November. In fact, they answered 2 straight losses on December the 3rd and December 17th against Albany State and Armstrong State, with back-to-back wins coming in against Flagler and Erskine. Here's the kick out to Mark Matthews. Now Christian Nobles at the top. Nobles will send it back out to Mark Matthews. Mark Matthews got a Bobcat to jump, and now inside the finish. What a beautiful move.
Everybody with the ball got their man up in the air, was able to just pick them apart there. Do that all day, we should be fine.
Kevin Swizu finishes underneath, and yeah, Chip, everybody touching at that time, and Swizu was the last to touch it, and he put it in. 9-5, Pacers on top of the Bobcats by 4. Perfect definition there of outside inside. Desmond Mitchell-LaFlamme, 7.7 points per game, has it. Now the dish off underneath. There's another good under the hoop move for Cole Roberts. So Roberts doing exactly what we saw Swizu do a moment ago, and that's work right under the 10 and get it in. 9-7, Pacers on top by 2. Jalen Barnes hands off to Mark Matthews. And now Matthews to Raheem Freeman, the 6'4", 185 junior. Now inside Jalen Barnes underneath, and Barnes gets it to go in, 11-7. Pacers up by 4. Barnes with a nice cutter underneath, and he gets an easy 2. LaFlamme with it. LaFlamme kicking it, and now he has it back. Expect LaFlamme to handle the ball quite a bit tonight. He comes in 2.8 assists per game and also 7 rebounds per game. All the way under the hoop trying to kick it out. That one is finished up and put in for number 14, Kevin Nwanzi, the 6'5 senior from Lagos, Nigeria. And Nwanzi puts it in off the nice assist from LaFlamme. Here's Mark Matthews with it. Matthews looking for Christian Nobles. Nobles has it. Kick inside, Swizu, he'll go back to work underneath. This one is turned over.
And good looking defense by the Bobcats to interrupt that pass. The ball knocked out of bounds by Pacers, so the Bobcats will get it under their own basket.
Bryce Booker was chasing it out of bounds, and Booker had to run back to catch it. 2 coming in for USC Aiken. That's number 14, Paris Ballinger. Keep an eye out for Ballinger, and hey, don't take your eyes off Robert Hill either. Hill will check in. Couple new ones in there.
Robert Hill, a freshman out of the Atlanta area, coming in and contributing immediately to the success of this program.
Mark McCorkle just came in as well for Georgia College, and that was around a trio, maybe even a quartet of new guys for the Bobcats. Got some notes on Robert Hill, also Paris Ballinger, both of those guys showing out in that blowout victory over Southern Wesleyan, and even in the road losses, a couple of which have been very narrow defeats. This Pacers team has been benefiting big time from Paris and Robert Hill. Hill more so for size and defense, and Paris for pure shot making. Kick out, thought about a 3, passing it up, bounding inside on Robert Hill, up and under, moving, that one goes. Got to credit good footwork for Drew Romich.
Yeah, Romich looking really strong there as he goes up against the freshman Robert Hill. Kind of had his way with him there. I hope that's
Mark
not a
Matthews
indicator.
rattles in a 3, 14-11. Pacers on top of the Bobcats, all knotted in 11, but now make it 14-11 as Matthews hits a tray. Mark Matthews can spot up, and he uses that frame on you, all 6'6" of it, and he's a big guy, but he can hit big shots, especially from deep. Here's a wide open 3-point shot. That one, the bank is open for Drew Romich.
I don't think he called backboard on that, though.
He didn't call it, but he got it nonetheless. Romich puts it in underneath. Foul called as Ballinger was trying to find Raheem Freeman in the corner. Got a stoppage here with 12:55 to go first half. A lot of points on the board already. We are expecting this. 2 teams that can really fill it up. Then Milinkovic will check in. He'll replace Jalen Barnes.
Milinkovic, a threat from anywhere on the court.
Yeah.
Not afraid to pull the trigger.
No, Nanam Milinkovic coming in 15-37 from downtown on the season. Paris Ballinger with it, top of the key. Now to Mark Matthews. Matthews guarded well. Now inside Raheem Freeman. Freeman takes a contested jumper, and talk about contest. That one was deflected by Georgia College. Now a tussle, but it will stay Pacers ball. Paris Ballinger, we wanted to go back and get that note, putting forth an outstanding game in that victory over Southern Wesleyan, as Ballinger, in just 22 minutes of action, had a game-high 20 on 5 of 8 shooting from the three-point line. Then Milinkovic, he's going to squeak out and try to hit a 3. That one around and out. Almost. You give Nanam Milinkovic that kind of room, and more often than not, he's making you pay.
You're right about that. And he has a quick trigger on that shot. Just unfortunate to be a little short as it skimmed across the rim.
Mark McCorkle passed up a 3, and that paid off for McCorkle as he went from a passed up 3 to a yellow brick road to the rim. 16-14. Bobcats on top of the Pacers by 2. Raheem Freeman with it. Freeman was looking for Milinkovic. Instead, he'll get inside, and Raheem Freeman finishes at the cup.
Well, you talk about the yellow brick road. Freeman just became the wizard with that shot.
Exactly.
And the stands are full of little people. We got a reenactment of Wizard of Oz, ladies and gentlemen.
Isn't this nice? Where's Dorothy and the slippers? Here's the shot. That's an air ball. Too much oxygen there for Austin Dukes. And the Pacers will come back quickly, trying to move off of that badly missed 3. Foul.
We'll get the Dorothy with the slippers when the dance team or the cheer squad comes out.
That's right.
They'll bring the sparkle to the equation.
Always very flashy. that cheer team for the Pacers. And we've got a timeout on the floor. 11:41 to play here in the first half. 16 all. Got a good one going here in Game 2 of Education Day. We'll come back on PacerSports.com. PacerSports.com. We got the coverage for you here on this Wednesday afternoon. Corey Hodges, Chip Herring here with you inside the USC Aiken Convocation Center, where today it's Education Day. A lot of the local students from some of the many local elementary schools in the area coming out, and as Chip mentioned earlier, a lot of them had to go home, but we still got some hangers on, some clingers on to cheer on the men's teams for both Georgia College and USC Aiken at the line in a tied-up ball game, 16 all with 11:41 to go before halftime as Raheem Freeman tried to get a foul shot to go, but it bounds out. And before we go the other way, we've got a whistle. So Isaac Thomas has picked up the foul, and so the Pacers get another crack at it offensively. A nice little gift here for USC Aiken. Raheem Freeman will be the inbounder. Freeman, Hill, Mark Matthews, Jalen Barnes, and Paris Ballinger. Here's a turnover. Pacers coming back with good defense, trying to finish and cleaning it up. Got to credit number 10, Isaac Thomas, there to clean up the bad miss from Chaz Berry. 18-16. Bobcats on top. Mark Matthews has this one swatted away. Clean up here, Thomas. Georgia College comes back past the timeline. Austin Dukes, and now kick out to the corner. Drew Romich, and Romich will gun from deep. Offensive rebound.
Shooting off the baseline, he didn't have the benefit of the backboard that time.
That's right, exactly. Yeah, what a difference a backboard makes. Chaz Berry, the handoff to Mark McCorkle. Now McCorkle will get it to Berry. Berry, the 6'3", 200-pound redshirt sophomore from Fayetteville, Georgia. And the aforementioned Berry tried to dive inside. We hear a whistle.
That's his second, team 7. Checking in the lineup for number 1 and number 2.
Last meeting between these two teams, Georgia College got a 65-55 win over USC Aiken back on December the 16th of 2015. Chaz Berry, we were talking about him a moment ago. He leads this Bobcats team in scoring at 9.9 points per game. As for USC Aiken, Henry Bolton III at 22 PPG, far and away the scoring leader for the Pacers, but they've got a couple of guys that can really pour it in.
Yeah, they do, and that's the beauty of the Pacer program. You know, one guy could be a little off, and you've always got somebody that'll step it up and pick up the pace and rock it out for you.
That's right.
I think that's been the strength of this program this year with this new regime at coaching, as that ball's pilfered at midcourt, and nice little dunk there.
Yeah, big stuff there for Chaz Berry. He made up for that prior sin a couple moments ago and stuffs it in with one hand. So a nice run out and a dunk there for Georgia College, and as a result, that's going to prompt a timeout from head coach Mark Vanderslice, and the Pacers will talk it over. They trail the Bobcats 21-16 with 10:44 to go in the first half. We'll come back. PacerSports.com. The inbounder for USC Aiken, Faison Brock, and Brock will get it to Paris Ballinger as Corey Hodges to Chip Herring rejoining you here on PacerSports.com for a good one in Game 2 of this doubleheader, as missing on the shot was Raheem Freeman, but it'll stay Pacers basketball.
Knocked out of bounds by the Bobcats.
10:33 to go before the break. Freeman will inbound. Freeman still looking. He finally finds number 1, Austin Grimes. Grimes underneath, tried to bounce it inside to Robert Hill, but that's a turnover. Austin Dukes will walk it gingerly up past the timeline, and coming out to guard him is Paris Ballinger.
Bobcats scoring a 5-point lead early here in the first half. Good
Inside,
feed.
wide
They
open,
can't get it to fall.
but missed it. Wow. That was a bad miss for number 12, Austin Dukes. Now coming back, pull up. Paris Ballinger, no good. Fight for it. Robert Hill comes up with it. Hill now will kick out. Ballinger, nice extra pass. Faking it and getting inside. That one's rejected. Good defense for the Bobcats. No foul called, and now chasing it down out of bounds. This one is still live. What a tussle for the Pumpkin. And finally, we hear the whistle. Woo!
And the call will go to the favor of the Pacers, as Bobcat players
Wow.
not in favor of that call. As a Pacer commentator, I got to say,
That's
I
right.
thought it was an accurate call.
Robert Hill was down there fighting, had 24 minutes of playing time in that victory over Southern Wesleyan last home game, piling up a double-double, 10 points, 11 rebounds, and also swatting away 5 shots. Here's a turnover.
Bounce pass hit off the foot of a Bobcat.
Yeah, it was-
Ended up in the hands of the Bobcats.
Garrett DeBoles, and now DeBoles has it back. 6'4" redshirt freshman from Marietta, Georgia. DeBoles still with it. Look at this defense that Faison Brock. Ball is fought for, a combination of Faison Brock and Raheem Freeman.
Freeman getting his hand in there just in time. The possession arrow to benefit the Pacers. So good hustle by the Pacer defense.
Back in the court for the Pacers, number 20, Henry Bolton.
Bolton will come back in for the Pacers.
USC Aiken trails the all-time series against Georgia College, 27-21. So they're looking to get that 22nd win all-time against the Bobcats today, but they trail by 5. This one is off by Austin Grimes, and Georgia College will bring it back. Austin Dukes with the ball. Chaz Berry now with it. Berry guarded well. Kick out. Isaac Thomas. They want to get inside with Garrett DeBoles, but now back out to the corner. Closeout underneath. Stepping on the baseline, out of bounds. Turnover.
And Robert Hill was there to block that had he not stepped out of bounds.
So the Pacers, again, as I mentioned, 6-3 overall. They come in losers of 2 straight. They have yet to win a game on the road. They took down Southern Wesleyan, as we mentioned a couple of times already, 116-60 back on December the 13th, last home game before today, last home game before the holiday break. Paris Ballinger has it, but then went on the road and fell 96-70 at Young Harris on December the 17th, and December 19th at Clayton State. Here's a tussle for it. Kicked out. Faison Brock battling with number 3, Chaz Berry.
And Brock, last one to touch this, so that'll be a turnover, and it'll go to the Bobcats. We've been on this 16-21 score for quite a while now. Like to extend that just a little bit longer for the Pacers to regain possession.
And no doubt head coach Mark Vanderslice of this Pacers team would love to see his guys play a little bit better on the road, but when you look at some of these numbers, they again fell narrowly at Georgia State University to start the season, roared back with 3 straight home wins, fell on the road at Florida Southern 96-84. A couple days after Thanksgiving. Here's the 3-point shot, that one short, but the put in, nice work again by Isaac Thomas. 6'7", all 6'7", going up to clean up that miss, 23-16. But the troubles have been on the road for the Pacers, but here at home they've been unbeatable, and they would like to keep that going today. Robert Hill underneath.
Well, now I don't know if you noticed, but Christian Nobles came in for the Pacers for the first time in this game. Not sure what was going on with that, but he's in the game, and he is a lightning rod for the Pacers. So look for him to raise the energy level out on the court. He's a scamperer, and he can score from almost anywhere he wants to, and almost at will.
Yeah, Noble 16.7 points per game. Has 29 assists, and that's just 3 behind Henry Bolton III for the assist lead. That one is off. Robert Hill fighting for the rebound. This one is clamored. Isaac Thomas, kick out. Three-point shot. That one almost went in for number 3, Chaz Berry. Pacers lucky that Berry missed because he had a good look at it. Trying to crawl someone up is Henry Bolton III. Foul on the floor. 23-18 with Georgia College on top of USC Aiken. 7:14 to go before the break. Nadam Milinkovic is ready to check in, but before anyone checks in, we will have a timeout. 7:14 to go before the break. 23-18, Georgia College on top of USC Aiken. We will come back, pay attention to some sponsors, and we will keep rolling in a good one. PacerSports.com. USC Aiken men's basketball on PacerSports.com, being brought to you today by Aiken Flooring, the best in the business. For all of your flooring needs, contact Aiken Flooring, and remember, you can stand on us. Back on PacerSports.com, Corey Hodges, Chip Herring here with you on this Wednesday afternoon on Education Day. The Pacers trailing the Bobcats 23-18, but trying to do something about it. Christian Nobles, and Nobles puts it in 23-20. Nobles 5'9", 160 senior from nearby Augusta, Georgia. And by nearby, we mean a stone's throw.
Yes, chipping wedge, if you would.
That's it.
Stick with that Augusta golf motif.
That's right. Looking forward to April down around this part.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Inside, that one is good. Good work for number 5, Garrett DeBoles. 25-20 Bobcats on top of the Pacers. Christian Nobles trying to get to the hoop. Check out Robert Hill. He'll clean it up and put it in. 25-22. Pacers down by just 3 as Hill cleans up Christian Nobles' miss at the hoop. Inside again to Garrett DeBoles, and now the kick out jump shot is missed by number 14, Kevin Nwanze, and a fight for it will result in the Pacers getting the ball back. Austin Grimes will come in for USC Aiken.
Like I was saying, you're going to see a lot of substitutions from the Pacers, and if the Bobcats are smart, they'll do the same just to try to keep up with everybody.
So now in the bonus, Mark Matthews will go to the line for shots. If Matthews can drill a couple here, it could make this just a one-point ball game with plenty of time. 6:09 to be specific left before the half. 25-23 now.
I'd like to give a shout out to Artie Walker, one of the photographers for pretty much all universities around here in the Southeast. You'll see him up at Carolina games. You'll see him here in a lot of Pacer games. And Artie Walker's been keeping me informed on what's going on with our live streaming. And thankful to him, for paying attention and for giving us a heads up.
Exactly. That's always helpful. Again, we need all the help we can get.
I think his photography, his 4 kids photography is fantastic.
Yeah, I saw some of those shots. Yeah, he does do some incredible work.
He's a handsome man.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, he's
wow.
a handsome fella.
Okay. Check out Artie next time. This one is stolen. Mark Matthews kick out. Christian Nobles trying to go all the way.
Trying to draw the foul there, and Bobcats were wise to not put a body on him.
That's hard to do, too, because you want to stop Christian Nobles.
Instincts kick in, and people tend to get touched aggressively.
They really do. Desmond Mitchell, a flam with the handout here to Drew Romich. Now Romich DHO to number 5, Garrett DeBoles. And now here's the kick out to LaFlamme, and LaFlamme puts it in. 27-24. The Bobcats up by 3 over the Pacers. Almost fell down, got right back up. Henry Bolton III, and now Bolton III hacked and fouled.
A little bit of skin there. I heard it through my headphones. A little slap action.
Fouls on number 20, Desmond Mitchell, his first, the team's 8th. Henry Bolton will go to the line for 2.
A lot of it this season for USC Aiken has obviously been from downtown. That's where a lot of the offense has come from, and it's not just the kind of offense that USC Aiken got against Southern Wesleyan, but we should mention that anyway, as foul shots are here at the line. The first one good for number 20, Henry Bolton III, but Pacers bearing a near school record 15 3-point shots against Southern Wesleyan last home game. The team getting 15 of 28 from downtown. That's 53.6%, and that was just one off the school record. And in the second half, Pacers connecting on 12 of 20 from deep. Freeman hits them both, 27-26. Just a 1-point edge for the Bobcats.
A fantabulous effort by the Pacers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, filling up that score sheet and final stat line against Southern Wesleyan, but the competition a little bit steeper here today, and certainly it will continue to be so. This one is good underneath by number 24, Bryce Booker, but no doubt the competition continues to get tough, Chip, when Peach Belt Conference play starts, as it is now.
Right, where the Pacers have struggled up to this point, getting those conference wins, and that's what it's all about. You got to get those, because you want to make it to the tournament, and if you can get the tournament, anything goes.
That's it, exactly. But you got to get in. You got to get in to dance and try to make something happen. Raheem Freeman got the last bucket for USC Aiken, so it's 29-28. Georgia College on top of the Pacers.
Well, and I'll tell you, the Peach Belt Conference is a tough one in basketball.
Yeah.
I think the Peach Belt Conference overall in almost any sport across the board is a tough conference at the D2 level.
Nice bounce pass to finish that one. Bryce Booker gets it to Chaz Berry. What a nice assist, 31-28 Bobcats.
It is not uncommon to see an Augusta University team, vying in the national tournament, or Pacers.
Well,
Georgia College is definitely having one of those seasons that anything can happen with these guys.
Right. Kevin Sweeju is down inside. He'll go to work. Sweeju trying to finish, no good. Rebound, Drew Romich. Not only did Romich play good defense, but he also got the rebound. Thought about a pull-up, did Austin Dukes, but Dukes now will get it to Chaz Berry. Now Romich. Romich back to Berry, 20 on the shot clock, 3:25 to play before the break. Bobcats up by 3. That one rolls in, make it 5. Chaz Berry, and you talk about the Augusta team, the Augusta Jags. I was at Limestone. We'll talk about myself for a moment. I try not to do that, but since it's germane to the conversation, I'll bring it up. The Augusta Jags took down the Limestone Saints in that shocker of a first round last season in women's basketball. I couldn't believe it, calling that game on WZZQ, Gaffney's Hot FM in Gaffney, South Carolina. Couldn't believe what Augusta did to that team. So you're right.
Yeah, they've got a long tradition of being a strong basketball program. The Pacers obviously are in a transition from last year was Mark Vanderslice's first year, and Jake Gullum, his assistant coach, along with David Belfield. They're bringing a new energy after what was Vince Alexander, who's been here for 10 years. He's now down in Florida coaching, and it's going to take some time. Obviously, Vanderslice, he revamped this entire program just this year. You've got one returning player from the Alexander era, and so it takes some time, but I have no doubt that they'll get these guys back up to at the elite level of the Peach Belt Conference and probably do a lot of damage farther on. And I'll say this: I think they have the team, if they can really gel and they can really make the shots, they hit their shots and play strong. I think defense is going to be the difference. If they play really strong, persistent D, I think the Pacers could do some damage this year. I don't think anybody's waiting for this program to get built. I think they're waiting for it to come together, and then anything can happen. Right,
I agree with you there. And one thing about growing teams, and we're talking during this timeout, it's a 35-28 Georgia College Bobcats lead over your USC Aiken Pacers, 2:49 to go before the break. But one of the big building blocks, this with volleyball, it's the same deal. It may be a different sport, but it still comes down to when you're a growing team, a young team, especially a team with new players coming in, what's the big thing? You're a coach, Chip. Win your home games. That's what USC Aiken's doing.
And you're right. And you got to defend your house. And as part of the volleyball program, we didn't lose a single match here at the Convocation Center this past year. And so, that is so important. Win your home games, beat your conference opponents, and then, if you're fortunate enough, you can beat your regional programs.
So back underway, 15 on the shot clock, and for USC Aiken, it's Raheem Freeman. Freeman still chasing it down. That's going to run Freeman all the way into backcourt. Now he'll bring it back. And Freeman will get it to Paris Ballinger. 4 on the shot clock, 3 on the shot clock, 2 on the shot clock. Ballinger needs to hoist one. He will, but that's a shot clock violation.
He missed it.
Yeah, and one final point too there, Chip, when you talk about the volleyball team, of course, I know that was a tough exit to get into the tournament and to go out in the first game. But as you said, the main reason you got there, you took care of your business here at home.
And we've never been that far.
That's
so
right.
even losing the first round of the Elite Eight, you realize you're the last. There's 8 teams left playing for a championship in the whole country. That's kind of a cool feeling.
Yeah, right.
And we would like to have done better, but we learned a lot having gone there. Our girls got a taste of what it's like to go to the Elite Eight. And I can tell you that Sioux Falls, South Dakota is bitter cold.
I bet. Yeah, I'm not surprised there. 3-point shot is good for Chaz Berry, 38-28. Suddenly, Georgia College is up by 10 over USC Aiken. And now
that's
the pace,
basketball. Basketball more than any sport, is so streaky.
Right. Try to clean it up. Here's a good cleanup underneath. That one is put in for number 2, Faison Brock. So give credit to Brock for sticking with it, as 3 Pacers had a chance to get it to go down, but it was Brock who had the last laugh. 38-30, and that's going to prompt a Georgia College timeout. And before we take a break, we'll throw in another sponsor. Again, making all these broadcasts possible each and every time that Chip and I are here inside, or myself and Marcus Johnson are on the air.
Does a great job, who was a great voice for the Pacer volleyball program, as I was a little distracted by the whole coaching game.
Yeah, you can only do so much. These fine sponsors, including Innovative Solutions for all of your painting needs, or printing needs rather, go to the Innovative Solutions. Quality work at an excellent price. We'll step aside, come back, PacerSports.com. Georgia College has it back after the timeout. They lead USC Aiken 38-30. Mitchell LaFlamme has it. LaFlamme will swing it to Austin Dukes, and now back to Dukes. Dukes, this one almost picked up, taking a hop onto the bench was Faison Brock, and coming back to drill it was Desmond Mitchell LaFlamme. He puts it in, so what a sequence as one Pacer went hopping, and Mitchell LaFlamme got the bucket to go in. 40-30. Bobcats on top of the Pacers with under a minute to go before intermission. Speaking of players falling, taking a tumble was Mitchell LaFlamme, but he's back up and now guarding Jalen Barnes. Barnes tries to toss it to Kevin Schweiju, almost a turnover. Instead, Barnes gets it back, misses, and the Bobcats come up with it.
And this game's looking eerily a lot like the women's game earlier. First half just not going, the ball's not falling for the Pacers. Bobcats hitting everything. So, obviously the hope is that the second half will be a mirror image as well, as Pacer men's team. It's trailing by 13. They've got the ball with 22 seconds left to go on the game clock, 18 seconds left to go on the shot clock.
Yeah, and Chaz Berry hitting that 3 a moment ago, and he's been hitting them in the face of many a Pacer defender so far, and that's the main reason the Bobcats are up 43-30. Paris Ballinger has got some room to get to the rim. Paris Ballinger all the way to the hoop. Pacers needed that one. That cuts it to 11. Clock almost runs out, and that's the reason that the Bobcats are a little antsy over there, wondering what happened to give themselves the extra second or so they needed to try to execute for this team under the leadership of head coach Mark Guinness out of Georgia Southwestern 99 graduate. Time will expire. Heave at the horn, no good, and we go into the break with the Bobcats on top of the Pacers, 43-32. So again, USC Aiken, some cold shooting. The ladies had that in game 1 of this Education Day doubleheader, but they were able to overcome some first half cold shooting by drilling a lot of threes and turning their offense on and turning off the offense of the opposition. So we'll have to see if that continues and that trend continues in the second half of this game, as the guys trail by 11 at the break, and we will take a look at a couple of quick stats and then take a break and come back for the second half here on PacerSports.com. Corey Hodges, Chip Herring here with you, rolling into the USC Aiken men's basketball halftime show. Again, the mark here at the half, 43-32 for a Pacers team that's looking to stay perfect here at home. They enter 6-0 here inside the Convo and trying to bump up that mark as well overall, trying to pick up their 7th win of the season. So a little under 15 minutes here for halftime, and we've got the numbers almost ready. We'll go through some of those, check out some stats, see who's hot, see who's rolling, and trying to pick up the pace in the second half that the Pacers will need. We've got them for you now. Again, Georgia College ahead 43-32 at the break. Georgia College, the Bobcats hit 52.9% in the first half. USC Aiken 44.4% in the first half, as the Pacers are led in scoring right now by 2 with 7. That's Mark Matthews and Henry Bolton III. And 13 points for Chaz Berry to far and away lead Georgia College. But keep an eye on Bryce Booker, who has 7 points. The three-point shooting picking up for Georgia College. They went 3 of 10 in the first half. USC Aiken 2 of 6 from downtown, as the Bobcats lead at the break 43-32. Pacers looking to stay perfect here at home. They've got some work to do, however, trailing by 11 here at the break. And we've got more antics from Robin Slane. Robin's one of only 3 women in the United States who can spin 10 basketballs at the same time, and she's going to spin some more here at halftime as the Education Day Hardy crowd is entertained here in Aiken, South Carolina. Chip and myself, Corey Hodges, will come back for the second half and take you through it here on PacerSports.com. Talk to you in 13 minutes and change, everyone. Back here on PacerSports.com, we've had a half to think things over, especially if you're the USC Aiken Pacers, who trail by 11 here at the break, but we are back underway. A fresh 20 minutes of action for USC Aiken to try to overcome an 11-point deficit here at the half. Bobcats have it inside. Now they'll kick out, back inside. Once again, that give and go stuff, as that one is good for Cole Roberts. Roberts puts it in, so already a defensive issue showing up for USC Aiken as Robert puts it in, and 45-32, USC Aiken down by 13, but Mark Matthews wants to cut into that, and that will help. A three-point shot for Mark Matthews, 45-35. Pacers will need Matthews to do more of that if they hope to come back against Georgia College and avoid dropping their first home game of the season. Here's a breakout. Jalen Barnes has it. Barnes will try to cut in between two Bobcats, and he does. Jalen Barnes, coast to coast, and bring your shovel on the beach for that one, because that's extra work for Jalen Barnes. But Barnes made it happen. 45-37, little 5-0 burst for the Pacers. 19 minutes to go, regulation, just getting started after halftime. Pacers 6-0 here at home. They'd love to make it 7-0, but they'll have to come back. That one spins off the rim. Missed there for number 5 for Georgia College. That's Garrett DeBoles, and now all the way to the hoop. Put that one in for number 20, Henry Bolton III. What a way for the Pacers to come out after the break. And Georgia College, that's a timeout for the Bobcats, as suddenly their lead is down to 6. At halftime, it was 43-32, so an 11-point lead for Georgia College has been cut to 6. USC Aiken coming out strong following the break. We'll come back on PacerSports.com. USC Aiken Pacers men's basketball being brought to you today by Willie Jewell. Nice push for the Pacers out of the break back here on PacerSports.com. Corey Hodges, Chip Herring here with you on this Wednesday afternoon Education Day here in Aiken, South Carolina. And the Pacers will love to make it 2 straight wins, one for the ladies, one for the guys. Ladies had to come back. The guys will have to come back as well, but the comeback effort looking better and better with each passing second here in the second half. Here's one that takes a couple of extra peeks and finally falls for number 32 for Georgia College, and that's Cole Roberts, 47-39, 8-point edge for the Bobcats. Twisting and turning underneath, Kevin Chizu tried to get it back, but that's a turnover back here to Georgia College. With it at the top, Desmond Mitchell-LaFlamme, and now it's in the hands of Cole Roberts. Roberts misfires, but a kick out and a wide open 3-point shot. Mitchell-LaFlamme, and Mitchell-LaFlamme hits that one. One of those defensive breakdowns that more often than not does not show up unless someone goes falling or someone has to start working harder inside. That one is good for number 20. That's a 3-point shot. Henry Bolton III. So nice work, Bolton III, to come back and answer that 3-point shot for Mitchell-LaFlamme with one of his own. 42-50. Pacers trail by 8. Here's a turnover. Jalen Barnes has it. 17:22 to play regulation. Kick over to Christian Nobles. Nobles will fire it back out to Henry Bolton III. Bolton III, nice extra step, but here's a turnover, and all of a sudden squeaking out Mitchell-LaFlamme. LaFlamme with the overhand pass to number 10, Isaac Thomas, and Thomas stuffs it in with 2 hands. What a nice move for Mitchell-LaFlamme to get it to Thomas, who did not disappoint with the stuff. 52-42, 10-point edge. This one poked away, but gotten back. Kick out. 3-point shot, a little short for Christian Nobles. Rebound is grabbed by Cole Roberts. So as usual, back and forth furious action on both sides of the floor. Both for the Pacers here at home and the opposition. It's been lightning fast every time so far this season in the Convo. One of the main reasons the Pacers are 6-0 here. Robert Hill getting set to check in along with number 3 Chaz Berry of Georgia College. Fighting against Mark Matthews. That one is deflected. Turnover, Kevin Chizu. Chizu will toss it way ahead, maybe a little too much way ahead there for Jalen Barnes. And Barnes, as a result, cannot catch up with it. Robert Hill will check in for the Pacers. Head coach Mark Miller is over there. I spy with my little eye. Mark Miller, head coach of the USC Aiken Lady Pacers. He got a victory in game 1 of today's doubleheader. Now he's hanging out next to the rack of basketballs, not too far from the USC Aiken bench, and right over there next to the Pacers cheerleaders looking on. He just saw with his little eye another three-point shot go in for Henry Bolton III. Three-point shot is pulling the Pacers back into this one, 52-45. Just a 7-point deficit for the Pacers at the hands of the Bulldogs of Georgia College. We'll come back on PacersSports.com after this pause. USC Aiken men's basketball being brought to you today by Willie Jules. We're back after this pause. .16:05 left to go in regulation. Back here on PacerSports.com. Corey Hodges, Chip Herring here with you on this Wednesday afternoon as the Pacers are looking to stay perfect here at home. In the 3-ball, mainly from Henry Bolton III, has helped the Pacers claw back into this one, a la the ladies team from back in game 1. Utilizing the 3-point shot are the guys to get back into this game against Georgia College.
And we had shared earlier that's what we're hoping. Tale of two cities, just like with the women's game.
Trying to flip the script. Whistle as the Bobcats were trying to find Desmond Mitchell-LaFlemme, but that one's out of bounds. So suddenly the 3-point shots are falling for USC Aiken, and the defense is stepping up. Christian Nobles has it. Nobles will pound it past the timeline, gets it to Mark Matthews. Matthews, who has 10 points, one of 2 Pacers right now in double digits. Being led are the Pacers with double digits with 15 from Henry Bolton III. Robert Hill was fighting inside, but it goes back out to Georgia College. Now Georgia College tries to come back with it, but it's rejected by number 11, Jalen Barnes.
Barnes skied up there pretty high. I don't know how he doesn't have a nosebleed.
Mark Matthews will gun for 3. That one's short. Robert Hill tried to clean it back up, but look at Mark Matthews come back
decided,
around.
Let me get up a little closer. I can make this the layup.
Missed his 3, but came back, and that's a lot of credit there to Robert Hill as well. He kept that possession going because the Bobcats were more concerned about him than Mark Matthews. That's it.
Matthews wisely challenging the defense by driving it to the hoop and getting the 2 points to show
Spin
for
move.
it.
Mitchell-LaFlemme in the two-handed stuff. Cole Roberts.
A little baseline approach there from LaFlemme, putting the ball down.
That's a couple
with authority.
That's a couple of dunks for Georgia College. They're really explosive at the rack. Christian Nobles has it, top. 14:33 left to play in regulation. 54-47, 7-point edge for Georgia College. Christian Nobles all the way underneath. This one pops out, and it's corralled by Cole Roberts, and now Mitchell-LaFlemme will come back in a hurry. Mitchell-LaFlemme will kick it back out here to Cole Roberts, and now the 5'8", 165 redshirt junior LaFlemme has it back. Mitchell-LaFlemme trying to skid around Robert Hill. He'll go up for the jumper, no good. but the offensive rebound, kick out, three-point shot. That one took a good look, but it's off for Chaz Berry. Back come the Pacers. Jalen Barnes. Barnes takes a hard tumble.
That was a tackle right there. I mean, I think in football they call that a roll block.
That's right. And that was Desmond Mitchell-Laflamme, who was right down low, and Jalen Barnes rolled into him, and Barnes took a pretty nasty fall, but he seems to be okay, and will play on.
47-54 here, 13:56 left to go in the second half. Pacers trail. 7 is the deficit.
If the Pacers want to come back to keep the undefeated streak going here at home, they'll have to get rolling, as it's a 7-point edge for the Bobcats, but if the ladies can do it, maybe the guys can too. Maybe we'll see 2 comebacks here on Education Day. No doubt, though, these Pacers working for their victories on the hardwood so far. Henry Bolton III gets it into Robert Hill. Hill with the handoff. Right back, Henry Bolton III. That one skids off. Rebound is collected, Mark McCorkle. Back come the Bobcats. Austin Dukes. Dukes had it. Now it's back to Mitchell-Laflamme. Look at Laflamme get inside. Another dish off. Almost another two-handed stuff for Cole Roberts, but that's going back to USC Aiken.
Travel is the call, and that looked identical to the last dunk.
Right.
That one for naught. And he didn't make it.
No.
He didn't get the dunk down, so wasn't going to make it anyway.
Yeah, that's right, and that's really, you're exactly right, Chip. That's what Mitchell-Laflamme has done the last at least 2 times down. He's ducked inside and then tried to hand it off for a stuff. Hard contact and no whistle on Jalen Barnes, so back come the Bobcats. Mitchell-Laflamme kicks out, corner, good closeout, Mark Matthews. So now Mitchell-Laflamme will reset, 120 on the other. That's Mitchell-Laflamme and Henry Bolton III. Now Cole Roberts. Roberts still has it. Robert Hill with good defense on
Yeah, I think
Cole
Robert
Roberts.
Hill could tell you what kind of gum Roberts is chewing right now.
That's right. Is it double man or what is it? Inside, Mitchell-Laflamme. Look at this shot that almost went. What a circus shot.
That would have been amazing had that gone in. I think it touched the top
Wow.
of the backboard.
And still nothing doing for Kevin Nwanzi, so USC Aiken down by 7. They've got it back.
Well, and the Pacers, I'm watching their passing, and their passing is not setting the recipient up for success. That was a nice tray right there.
Henry Bolton III. That's another 3 for HB3. 4-point game, 54-50. I noticed up on the screen, Chip, the Harlan Globetrotters are going to be here not too long from now. We just saw a Harlan Globetrotter-esque circus shot.
It was a fantastic.
Yeah, there's a more conventional shot for Cole Roberts. Nice little dump down, and he puts it in, 56-50. Georgia College on top of USC Aiken with 12:05 left to play regulation. This one's staying tight, and neither team out of it yet. USC Aiken still has mind on coming back and keeping this streak going at home. Christian Nobles all the way underneath, tried to go up and under, his favorite move, but nothing doing.
He was defended from behind, and good defense by the Bobcats.
So Austin Duke will run something here. Paris Boundary getting set to check in for the Pacers. Mitchell-Laflamme underneath the hoop. He'll dribble all the way back out and now take the jumper. That one's good. Mitchell-Laflamme. One-man show going on for Georgia College on that possession. We've got a timeout on the floor. 11:34 left to play in regulation, and the Bobcats lead the Pacers 58-50. We will come back on PacerSports.com. Today's telecast of USC Aiken men's basketball being brought to you by Willie Jules. PacerSports.com with the coverage of USC Aiken men's basketball. Pacers taking on the Georgia College Bobcats. Corey Hodges, Chip Herring back here with you on PacerSports.com. 58-50, visitors on top of the undefeated home team. Underneath, foul on Jalen Barnes. Barnes was looking for that bucket and the possibility of a three-point play, but he'll go to the line, Chip, looking for shots.
Yeah, it was a good athletic effort to get there and draw the foul. Pacers down by 8 at 11:21 mark.
Jalen Barnes coming into today 24 of 31 from the stripe. That's 77.4%, and I just gave him a little jinx there, getting ready to talk about how a 75 and up percentage at the line is not too bad, but Barnes misses on the first. He'll try to come back and pick up a split. That one's good. 7-point game, 11:20 to go, regulation.
It's amazing how small that hoop can get when you're the only one doing anything.
Right.
And everybody's watching you.
Exactly. Even at home, it shrinks up a little bit.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Bad turnover there for Georgia College.
A little miscommunication there by the Bobcats.
USC Aiken needs Georgia College to do more of that, and they need to hit more of their shots on the other end. Talking about the Pacers, of course, and that could very well be the start of a possible turnaround, but that's one of the worst plays we've seen so far for Georgia College. They haven't made many miscues in building up this 58-51 lead.
Looks like Ballinger's back in for the Pacers.
That's right.
Giving Nobles a breather.
Kick out. Three-point shot. Faison Brock. That one skids off.
Ballinger
Rebound.
with a sky rebound.
Nice job, Paris Ballinger. Now Ballinger gets it to Jalen Barnes. Barnes still has it, keeps it on his own. Too strong. Rebound again. This one is collected by Henry Bolton III.
Bolton called for travel there as he was under physical duress, and it looked like he was shoved a little bit, but officials didn't see that part. It'll be a Bobcat ball, a new shot clock.
Still good fight on that possession for USC Aiken to try to keep it alive. Last time we had a stat update, Georgia College was out rebounding USC Aiken 28-19, so that's been an issue as well. Here's a turnover. Paris Ballinger track it down. Paris with the bounce pass up and in. What a beautiful move down the floor. Ballinger gets it to Henry Bolton III, and it's a 5-point game. 10-12 to play in regulation. That's how to move it down the floor and get some points off turnovers. Hard fight inside. Kick out, three-point shot. Mark McCorkle, no good. Robert Hill had the rebound. Now Paris Ballinger has it. Ballinger keeps it. Oh, but it's picked off.
Took a bad angle and was easily pilfered.
Yeah. Mitchell LaFlamme got it away from the Pacers, and now the Bobcats can set up with 3 Cats getting set to check in, 1 for USC Aiken.
Ballinger is all over the place. I mean, he's definitely a little scat back there. Seems like anybody's got a shot, he's in their face.
This one almost squirted out, but Bobcats come back up with it, try to go off the window. And that's an offensive foul. And yes, the Pacers will come back with it.
I was expecting to see Ballinger get up off the floor there, but he was as rare as it gets. He was not near the play.
No, that's right. Doesn't happen very often, that's right. Faison Brock will inbound it out there for USC Aiken. The aforementioned Brock, and then you have Paris Ballinger, Raheem Freeman, number 42, Kevin Swizhu, and number 20 for the Pacers, Henry Bolton III, who's been lighting it up so far today. Bolton III, in fact, you can give him now 20 after that last bucket. Up and under move. There he is again. Henry Bolton III doing it all for the Pacers. He's got 22.
Yes, he does, and he is the one that everybody's leaning on right now if you're a Pacer fan, because he's the one that's answering up. I mean, I'm looking at our typical scores, and they're sitting well below average up to this point, just under 9 minutes.
That's right, but there you go, Chip. You were talking about it. When some Pacers go cold, and that one goes in for Mitchell LaFlamme, when some Pacers go cold, you've got somebody else who can pick it up.
Right.
That's it.
And they've been able to keep this. We're within 5 here of the Bobcats.
Raheem Freeman has it. Freeman's doubled, but Freeman keeps the ball. Now the kick over to Kevin Swizhu. Freeman now to Paris Ballinger. Again the double. Look at Georgia College double Paris Ballinger. And now back out underneath the hoop. Tried to go up. That's good defense for the Bobcats on that possession to deny Faison Brock.
Faison trying to go up there, and he tried to stretch that play as far as he could, and it was not outside of the reach of the big middle or center for the Bobcats.
Desmond Mitchell-LaFlamme really wants to slice and dice against Paris Ballinger, but nothing doing there. Now Chaz Berry has it. Berry still has it, looking for some room. He's got it, almost got past Kevin Swizu, tried to put it in, no good. Who's got the rebound? It's still Bobcats ball.
And they'll get a fresh shot clock with that.
You're already seeing this Mark Ganos-led Georgia College team start to work a little bit of clock, even with 7:45 left to go in the game. 13 on the shot clock. Mitchell-LaFlamme still has it, guarded here, and trying to guard against a couple pokeaways from Henry Bolton III. Mitchell-LaFlamme, he's going to work. Up, shot is good. Desmond Mitchell-LaFlamme.
He's showing you how his short stature does not mean he plays short.
Yeah, you love seeing that. For guys like me at 5'9", you love seeing guys in my zip code go out there and do it too, helping out the shorter guys.
That's right, representing all the little people throughout the country.
That's it. We've had a day full of little people. 62-55, 7-point edge for.
Tried to go off Larry Bird on that shot.
He did. Paris Ballinger. Couple subs will come in, but first we'll get a media timeout. Looks like Mark Mitchell and Christian Nobles are going to come into the ball game, but we will step aside and come back. 7:10 left to go regulation. Pacers down by just 7, so there's still very much in this ball game. Bobcats and the Pacers. We will come back. USC Aiken Pacers men's basketball being brought to you today by Willie Jules. Back on PacerSports.com, Corey Hodges, Chip Herring here with you on this Wednesday afternoon for an Education Day doubleheader inside the USC Aiken Convocation Center. We've got another good game going, another comeback effort possibly in the making for the Pacers. They trail by just 7 at the hands of the Georgia College Bobcats. Mark Matthews inside, kick out, shot. Raheem Freeman no good. Offensive rebound, Jalen Barnes. Christian Nobles, who just checked in, has it. And Nobles will back it back out. Right now, USC Aiken, they're trailing Georgia College in rebounds and assists, also blocks. And the big thing, Chip, shooting percentage.
Shooting percentage, we've been just below them, and the score would certainly indicate that. That entry pass a little strong for Swizu. Swizu not able to. I mean, I don't know that anybody could have got their hands on that ball.
Every home game so far this season, Chip, this Pacers team has scored at least 75 points. They're stuck at 55 right now, so it may be.
Really got to step that up if they're going to hit that mark.
They are.
And they're going to have to step it up to keep their streak here alive.
Exactly.
At the convo.
More often than not this season, USC Aiken has simply outscored the other team. Here is a deep three. That's Stephen Curry range for Georgia College's Desmond Mitchell-LaFlamme.
Heaven help us if he's accurate from that range.
Exactly.
No defense is going to cover that shot.
No. Raheem Freeman got tied up. There's the foul.
Freeman picks up his first foul. First team foul for the Pacers. Both teams have a single team foul.
Desmond Mitchell-LaFlamme, 5'8", 165 from New Smyrna Beach, Florida, brings it up. LaFlamme has 14 points to lead Georgia College. And now he's got it back, and he had some space, passed it up. Bobcats will work it around at the perimeter. Defense here, Raheem Freeman on number 3, Chaz Berry. Chaz Berry got a step. Berry got another step, but lost the ball.
He stepped on the ball, kicked it out.
Yep, that's right. Too many steps.
He wasted a step.
Yep. So Henry Bolton III is going to check in. 22 points for Henry Bolton III. he may very well have to be the pacer to bring USC Aiken back. Bolton III has it. He's got the hot hand this afternoon. Top of the key, had a step, bounce pass inside,
Nice.
Robert Hill.
Robert Hill made a great move to get there, and he was wise enough to see it and get the ball to Hill. Easy put away. 57-62. Pacers trail.
Henry Bolton III came in with 11.7 points per game. 57-62, Pacers trail. Good defense, bounce pass, Mitchell LaFlamme. That one is off. Who's got the rebound? USC Aiken.
Robert Hill's defense involves a verbal barrage of hey, 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 hey.
Yeah, talk out there.
He definitely is verbal out, very vocalized is the word I need to
Mark
say.
Matthews to the hoop, gets it to Robert Hill. Hill will kick out, but stepped out of bounds.
that-
Christian Nobles.
Terrible back step that everybody wants to take.
Right. So 4:44 left to go in regulation. The Pacers are right there, however, only trailing by 5. 62-57 Bobcats. All USC Aiken needs is a stop or two, maybe a three, some good work underneath, and this is a brand new game, or
Good
maybe a
pick.
poke away. Christian Nobles all the way after the steal, puts it in. Christian Nobles the steal and the points.
He picked his pocket clean right there, right at midcourt. Easy layaway layaway. I need to get off this Christmas kick.
Right? Yeah, I was getting ready to say that's what you do at Sears. Yeah, I've had to do that before. Sometimes when money isn't there, you got to lay it
right.
away.
I really want it. I just can't pay for it right now.
Robert Hill. Georgia College may have to pay for letting Robert Hill get the rebound. He just got it. Here come the Pacers down by 3.
That was
Foul.
a bad. Age just was out of control, and
Yeah.
that was a bad decision on his part. I think going back, he would probably like to rethink that.
The final media timeout on the floor, but the Pacers, mainly due to that last steal and the points from Christian Nobles, they are right back in this ball game. It's just a 3-point deficit, 62-59, 3:55 to play in regulation. We will come back on Pacersports.com. The telecast today on Pacersports.com and on YouTube, being brought to you by Willie Jules. We'll come back. USC Aiken men's basketball on Pacersports.com, being brought to you today by the South Carolina Education Lottery. Play the South Carolina Education Lottery. Remember, when you play the lottery, you're not only taking a chance, but also giving a chance. And by Denny Michaela State Farm Insurance, the best in the business for all your insurance needs. Go to Denny Michaela State Farm Insurance. Back on Pacersports.com, Corey Hodges, Chip Herring here with you. There's a shot that goes in for number 10 for Georgia College, Isaac Thomas. 64-59, but the Pacers are knocking on the door. Christian Nobles hacked and fouled. He's going to the line for 2.
Fouls on number 3, Chance Berry, his third, the team sixth.
And at 3:32 to go, there's a lot of time left on the clock, but you definitely like it when that clock stops so we
Yeah.
can get some free points potentially.
And what you're seeing now, Chip, too, and I'll lead you into this one, and I'm sure you'd probably agree, is that Henry Bolton III has been very strong in this game. Jalen Barnes has maybe been just a little over-aggressive at times, but boy, he's such a good shot maker. You can kind of let him have that every now and then, but now you're going back to Christian Nobles, old
Right.
reliable.
And Christian Nobles at 5 points right now with the potential of going for 6 here is well below average, but he didn't come in, I think, in the whole the half of the first half.
Right. That one is also straight swish for Christian Noble. 64-61. It's just a 3-point ball game. Now it's time for USC Aiken to try to get some stops, and the crowd's back into it as well.
Right. I think all the kiddies from Education Day have left. Look for him. Yeah, they'd be getting out of school about now anyway.
Got some older fans now making some noise.
That's right. So we've dropped an octave in crowd volume.
Good fight, good defense, but gotta get the stop. That one falls in, however, for Garrett DeBoles. What a big bucket for Georgia College. 66-61, 3 minutes flat left to go.
Yeah, he seemingly came out of nowhere. And
Mark Matthews, big swat, however. Matthews is rejected.
Vanderslice showing a little animation there, thinking that ball was on the way down. Wanted a goaltending, and
he's probably got a case for goaltending there, but
according to the men in stripes, none of them are in agreement with it.
No, and this is at home too, but there you go. USC Aiken will have to do it the hard way.
They got 17 seconds left on the shot clock, so plenty of time to get something set up here.
Down by just 5, and Christian Nobles has it. He sparked a little something over the last couple of minutes. Nobles slicing and dicing inside.
Too much English on that muffin.
Yeah.
Spun easily into the hands of Bobcats. Noble's going to pick up his third foul.
And you're still in this area right now for USC Aiken in terms of the score, where you're down by just 5, but now again it comes down to the business of stops. And of course a couple made shots on the other end, but a couple of stops strung together would be big for USC Aiken now. That's the understatement of the afternoon. 2:25 left to go regulation. Nobles guarding Desmond Mitchell-LaFlamme. 11 on the shot clock, 10 on the shot clock. Finally, LaFlamme has to give it up to Bryce Booker. Now Booker is guarded here by Henry Bolton III. Booker trying to get inside. Foul.
Fouls on the Pacers, Henry Bolton.
Henry Bolton will pick up the foul. This will be an inbound for the Bobcats with 2:09 left to go regulation, and Georgia College up by 5, 66-61. Cole Roberts thought that was almost a turnover off of Roberts. Robert Hill thought that as well, but it's going to stay Bobcats ball. Checking in is Mark McCorkle, number 31. 2:07 to go. What's on the line for USC Aiken? The undefeated home record so far. They're down by just 5. Anything still can go over the final 2 minutes, and that's where we are now. Bryce Booker. Booker has it. Jalen Barnes all over Booker.
Barnes trying to keep him from going to his right. He ends up having to concede and moves a little left and brings it back. Definitely utilizing as much clock time as possible. 9 seconds on the shot clock. He's going to have to make a move.
Kick out, turnover.
Defense.
Here it is. USC Aiken had numbers for a moment. Christian Nobles doesn't need the numbers. He's got 2 points and 1 more on the way. Hoop and harm, Christian Nobles.
The fouls on number 31, his third, the team's 7th coming into the game is number 32, Cole Roberts.
That's the second bust out of the second half, Chip, where Christian Nobles has had a breakaway and he's been able to finish. The first was a little bit easier, but that was huge.
That was very huge, and even if his scoring is down, he still distributes the ball as well as anybody.
Yeah.
Gets it in the hands of those who are hot, and you got to appreciate that about his attitude.
Consistent playmaker, and that one rattles in. Now he's a shot maker for USC Aiken. It's a 2-point ball game, 66-64. 90 seconds left to play in regulation. Here we go. Nobles on top of Desmond Mitchell-LaFlamme. Nobles with some great defense. Mitchell-LaFlamme trying to get past him. Now he'll come back out. Good defense now in the form of Henry Bolton III. Little wide open jumper that was not taken. And Georgia College will reset. 7 on the shot clock. Nobles still good defense. Now Robert Hill with some defense. And a foul called.
And that was a bad foul to make right there. Maybe you blame the Robert Hill for being a freshman on that, but he had position. Just hold your hands up and make him making an amazing shot, or you foul him, and he fouled him, and he's going to get a shot at 2 freebies here.
Desmond Mitchell-LaFlamme at the line. He's 1 of 2 at the stripe so far in this game, and misses badly on the first.
1 of 3.
It's a big miss. So now, even a split at the line for LaFlamme would make this 67-64, and the Pacers can tie with a 3 or at least get it back to just a 1-point game.
Definitely one of the things you love about basketball. I mean, it's a 3-point game going into the final minute.
67-64.
Coach Miller, or Coach Vanderslice is going to call a timeout there, and they want to regroup. There's 1:03 left on the clock here in this match. 64-67, Pacers trail. Pacers have the ball. They're going to take a 60-second timeout. We got all our fine folks that are sponsoring this effort.
We have run through them all. We've got the great list of sponsors that help us get on the air every single time here inside the Convo, and we're going to take a quick break and come back for what looks to be a very exciting conclusion. 67-64, Bobcats on top of the Pacers. 1:03 left to go in regulation. Today's telecast of USC Aiken men's basketball on Pacersports.com is being brought to you by Willie Jules. In a game very reminiscent of the come-from-behind win for USC Aiken back on November the 23rd, 75-71 over Payne, in which former Payne Lion Christian Noble scored 18 points to lead the Pacers back. We've got another close one going right down to the wire. 1 minute flat left to play back here inside the Convo. Corey Hodges, Chip Herring taking you through this exciting one that the Pacers are looking to come out on top of once again. 12 on the shot clock. Mark Matthews for 3, skids off.
He took that shot a little quicker than he needed to, and it was a flat shot coming out of his hands.
Chaz Berry got the big rebound. Now Berry trying to get the step. He's fouled.
The fouls on the Pacers.
That'll be his fourth, Bolton's fourth.
Team 7. Going to the line for one bonus.
So Chaz Berry will step up. 67-64. USC Aiken now has to hope for a couple of misses at the line, at least one, and try to come back with a big shot to take advantage of the last 39.4 seconds, but that last miss may wind up hurting the Pacers in the comeback bid. That one's good. 68-64 as the foul shot goes in for Chaz Berry.
Yeah, and the Pacers just going to have to foul quick and try to hopefully get some misses. Of course, the Bobcats are going to make sure they get the ball in the hands of their best shooters.
There's one. Got to get the rebound. Mark Matthews has it. Here we go. 4-point deficit for the Pacers. Christian Nobles, Jalen Barnes for 3. Skids off. Barnes tried to track it down. One Pacer down. Now the throwaway all the way up. Two-handed stuff for number 5, Garrett DeBoles. And that may be that nail in the coffin. Pacers are now down by 6.
And again, that's another one of those moments where you're wanting your people to get back quick. Right. Don't give away an easy basket. And we didn't get back in time, and Pacers, it's costing them right now. Down 6, they've got to score quick. And
there's a pull-up, and that one's good. Henry Bolton, the third. 3-point game, got a foul. There it is.
Of course, for the Pacers, we're glad to see this guy go to the line. He has been. He's 1 for 4 or 1 for 5.
Mm-hmm. He struggled at the line a bit here in this game 2 of a doubleheader today, and now he'll step back up to the line. Missed badly the last time out before getting a split, so now
you can only hope that's in his head right now.
Exactly.
If you're a Pacer fan, Bobcat fans, or let it go. Let it go.
That one twirls in, 71-67.
And inspired by Disney, he let it go.
He let it go. That's right. 16.7 left to play. Nenad Milinkovic will check in. I wonder what he's doing in the ball game.
He's a long-range shooter.
Exactly.
Definitely going to be one of those points you want to get the ball to as fast as possible. Full 60-second timeout called by Vanderslice. 16.7 seconds left on the clock. 67-72 is the score. Bobcats with the lead.
So we'll see how this one finishes up. Regardless, it's been an exciting comeback effort for USC Aiken. It may fall short, although the ladies were able to execute a good comeback. They won game one of this Education Day double dip, 72-61 over the Georgia College Lady Bobcats. And now the Pacers trying to avoid dropping their first home game of the 2016-2017 season. If they do, however, it would drop USC Aiken to 6-4 overall and 6-1 here at home, but they're right back at it on Saturday afternoon against Columbus State. The Cougars are here on Saturday, January the 7th at 3:30 p.m. with the ladies tipping at 1:30 p.m. So another doubleheader on tap here inside the Convo, and that's, of course, we've got a watchful eye on the weather as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Bring your sleds, toboggans, and earmuffs.
Everything. Whatever you got, if it's good in the winter weather, bring it, because we may be dealing with some of that as we may finally get some snow this winter season.
That's right. It was 70 degrees, as I tweeted, I think yesterday. 70-degree weather,
Yeah.
to rain, to sleet, to snow, all in 1 week. And they say we in the South don't get all 4 seasons. We do. We just handle that stuff in 1 week.
Exactly. Just 1 week and we get a little bit of everything. So you never know.
Bring your sunscreen and your galoshes.
That's right. It doesn't matter. It's January, but bring them both. 72-67, 5-point deficit for the Pacers. 16.7 seconds left to play. Pacers bring it up. They need a quick three, and they need a quick foul, but unfortunately that's a turnover.
Yeah, that's going to be the nail in the coffin right there.
And that one is put in for number 24. And that one is put in to make it 74-67, and that's going to be the final. Bryce Booker, the final 2 points of the afternoon for the Bobcats. And Georgia College holds on to top the Pacers 74-67, and USC Aiken no longer undefeated here inside the USC Aiken Convocation Center, and now they will look for a bounce-back win on Saturday next time that we join you on Pacersports.com when the Columbus State Cougars come in for a 3:30 p.m. tip. So we'll break down a couple of the numbers and then get out of here on this Wednesday afternoon, this Education Day doubleheader that saw over 1,900 elementary school students join in on the fun in game one. Some of them dispersed for game two, but still had a lot of crowd support here inside the Convo, and they were trying to will this Pacers men's basketball team back, but unfortunately just not enough. And before we have the numbers, Chip, just an overview thought, 7-point defeat for the Pacers, just some of the things that head coach Mark Vanderslice has been talking about fixing on the road. Maybe now they also have to be fixed when it comes to playing at home too. So.
Well, and I mean, it comes down to execution, and I think that they ran into a Bobcat team that's enjoying a little bit of a win streak, and they're playing with a lot of confidence. They hit the shots that they needed to hit, and you know, it wasn't that they didn't have the opportunities. They just couldn't get the balls to fall fast enough or soon enough, and I think the momentum just got away from them. And Bobcats will walk out of here with a conference win. Pacers still looking for their first conference win, and so you know, you learn from it. And if I know anything about this coaching staff, I mean, they're going to go in, they're going to sit down with the team, and they'll talk it out a little bit, and then they're going to go back and look at some film and figure out, all right, where did we – and I don't even know that they've got to do that. I think it's we just didn't hit shots. Yeah.
So we'll get some numbers here quickly. If that's our final, that should be one right over there. We'll get some quick numbers for you here on the USC Aiken men's basketball postgame show on Pacersports.com. Before we get those stats, you brought up a good point there, Chip. You're talking about the streaky nature of some of these teams. Georgia College, as I do some quick math, they have now won 8 of their last 10. Right. And that goes back to a really good start in the middle of November. USC Aiken has dropped 3 straight, so that may have played a bit of a factor.
Sure,
too.
And you're coming back off of, you know, I mean, I think the guys, I think the players got 9 days off for Christmas, and you know, the coaches got 7, I think, and so it wasn't for lack of anything. I think it just comes down to, hey, we got to get our mojo back, and they had hints of it, so that's a good sign. It's just they needed big doses of it. Yeah, exactly.
You need a little bit more of it, and need it especially when they try to come back in a game. So again, the final 74-67, and when you look back at some of the playmakers and some of those points and how they were put up tonight with a 7-point win for the Bobcats. We'll glance up there very quickly, and you see, of course, the big numbers from Henry Bolton III, who had 25 points, and then you also look down the list, you see Christian Nobles had 9, tried to come back, and then, of course, a 12 for Mark Matthews. But I guess, Chip, when you look at it, it was a case of Henry Bolton III was hot, but he just couldn't get joined by enough Pacer help to bring back the full effort. But still, you can't discount what Henry Bolton III did today, despite the loss.
No, and it's a good effort by Bolton, and good. I think Christian Nobles distributed the ball really well. I think he's about half of his scoring average, or just above half, and I think that in the end, it's going to come down to getting that team gelled back together. Again, being separated for 9 days, that's a pretty extensive break for a basketball program. I mean, you got teams. I mean, this team played on the 31st. The Bobcats did. So I mean, it's a philosophy, and I don't know which is the greater one. I know, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But I think I have all the confidence in our coaching staff. I do think that they will come back and get them back on track. I think this will be one of the rare losses you'll see at the Convocation Center this year.
I think so too, and that's one thing USC Aiken now would like to bounce back, get a win over Columbus State on Saturday. Very quickly before we head out, when we look back at Georgia College, again 72-69, they top USC Aiken. 2 in double figures led by the 17 from Desmond Mitchell-LaFlamme, 14 for Chaz Berry, as the Bobcats shoot 50.8% overall from the floor, 26.7% from downtown, 4-15, 57.1% at the line, 8 of 14 for the game for USC Aiken. The 2 in double figures, we mentioned them a moment ago. Henry Bolton III with 25, Mark Matthews with 12. The Pacers shoot 45.5% overall from the floor, 7 of 18 from downtown, that's 38.9%. And from the free throw line, 10 of 15, 66.7%. Rebounding totals, Georgia College tops USC Aiken on the glass, 36-28, assists 16-12, and also blocks 8-5. So some things to clean up for the Pacers, and they won't have to wait too long to have a chance to test out some of the things that they will clean up over the next couple of days, as Columbus State, the Cougars, will be in here inside the USC Aiken Convocation Center on Saturday, January the 7th, just 3 days from now on a 3:30 p.m. tip time. And don't forget the Lady Pacers also taking on the Lady Cougars at 1:30 p.m. on Saturday. So weather permitting and everything probably will work out. Chip Herring and myself will be here with you on PacerSports.com. So a 74-67 final here as Georgia College takes down USC Aiken. And for everyone on this staff, of course, Brent Hager and Randy Warwick, and of course my partner in crime, Chip Herring. Can't forget about Marcus Johnson down there as well, taking care of all the printouts and all the stats and doing everything.
Cody Kessler out there in the booth, he's the one that kept getting our internet back up.
That's right, exactly. Yeah, can't forget about this wide-ranging crew that we have that gets us through this broadcast each and every time. And Chip Herring and myself will speak to you on Saturday afternoon for a 1:30 p.m. tip and then a 3:30 p.m. tip for another doubleheader here inside the USC Aiken Convocation Center. One more time, the final, 74-67, Bobcats over the Pacers. This broadcast of USC Aiken men's basketball on PacerSports.com has been brought to you by Willie Jules, and Chip and I will talk to you on Saturday afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your hump day, everyone.